afternoon, councillors, staff and members of the public. I declare this meeting open. Under announcements, councillors, as you know, there is a state election in March next year, and I'm inviting you and our public to submit 5 priorities to the CEO. 5 priorities you believe that the state government following March should take on board for our city. CEO will compile a report for us to consider, and we will, as a group, consider those priorities and make a decision on them. So that's to help our candidates and future state government, whatever makeup it may be, to know what this council wants as its top 5 priorities. We have Councillor McGuinness and Councillor Cook enjoying some leave. Declarations of interest. I have a declaration from Councillor Warnock. It's an impartiality interest relating to 10.3.1. She has written a CSRFF fund application 3 years ago for the Kambana Bay Sailing Club, so that is an impartiality interest. Are there any further declarations, councillors? There are no questions from the public tonight. Can someone move the minutes of the last meeting? Confirmation. Councillor Giles, Councillor Hayward, all in favour. It's carried unanimously, thank you. We also have the special council meeting on the 27th of July. Someone move. They be confirmed. Councillor Jones, Councillor McCleary, all in favour. It's carried unanimously, thank you. Councillors, do we have any petitions tonight? Councillor Hayward?
Yes, I have one here. It's from Mark Rado of Pioneer Street in Biddinga. He's owner of a property at 19 Forest Avenue in Bunbury. The petition is in relation to the proposed social housing complex development at 15A Forest Avenue, Bunbury. To the Mayor and the Council of the City of Bunbury, we, the undersigned, being electors of the City of Bunbury, are opposed to the proposed social housing complex development at 15A Forest Avenue, Bunbury. Our concerns relate to Part 9 of the Planning and Development regulations.
I think you should, Councillor Kelly, that's fine.
Thank you.
Just hold it, Councillor Hayward. I've made a ruling. Councillor Jones? It's up to you, Councillor Jones. Councillor Kelly and Councillor Jones have declared their interests and have left the room.
Thank you. Our concerns relate to Part 9 of the Planning and Development Regulations 2015, specifically Section 67. The development does not have due regard for the existing state and local government planning schemes, regulations or policies, subsections A, B, C, E, F and G. And information about the impact of the development on the amenity of the locality has not been provided, including impact on the character and locality of the social impacts of the development, subsections N, 2 and 3. Your petitioners therefore respectfully request the City of Bunbury to reject the proposed currently before Council and insist the proponent undertakes a full consultation with people living and conducting business in the area, as well as undertake a social impact assessment of the development, which is considered of the service model of the development not currently provided by the proponent. And that's signed by 106 people.
Councillor Hayward, are you prepared to move that we receive the petition referred to the relevant officer for a report to be submitted within the next 2 rounds? Someone second that, please. Councillor Steck, all in favour. That's carried unanimously. Thank you. David, would you mind inviting our councillors back in? Well, thanks. Councillors, method of dealing with agenda business. Coming out are items 10.2.4, which is the waste local law, requires an absolute majority. 10.3.1 and 10.3.2 also requires an absolute majority. Are there any other items, councillors, that you wish to discuss tonight? Someone move the balance, please. Councillor Hayward, Councillor Jones, all in favour. It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Someone prepared to move the executive recommendation of 10.2.4. Councillor Jones, Councillor McCleary. Is there likely to be any debate? Councillor Jones, do you wish to speak at this moment? Councillor McCleary. Speaker against, Councillor Steck.
Thank you, sir. This waste local law is appropriate for a perfect world, but as we know, amongst the city, there's no such thing as perfect. Inside this document, it states very clearly that the person who will receive the charges will either be the occupier or the landlord. Now, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of visitors, and a lot of them use my bins as well. And living in streets before, I've had people put things in my bins along the way, even full bags of rubbish. I've also had fishing scraps put in my bins. Yes. So, as a ratepayer and occupier of the city, I think this is grossly unfair, extremely unfair, to impose this upon our residents. The fact of the matter is we already charge them rates, and above rates, we already charge them fees and charges for rubbish collection. And if you go down this path of, oh well, we're going to keep giving fines out, well, are we a inclusive society and care about the citizens, or are we trying to make it harder for people who may not be as savvy as some in relation to recycling, and then instead of education and instead of encouragement, we're going to use punishment when we already charge them for rubbish collection and rates. And the only thing it will cause is more angst amongst this community. And I think it's, as I said, grossly unfair, because you can't control what other people put in your bin, and the poor occupiers and ratepayers can't even indemnify themselves. They can't even prove their innocence, because we're going to charge them anyway. We might just have to put CCTV on all the rubbish bins. That's how ridiculous this policy is.
Speaker 4, Councillor Jones.
The issue of charging those sorts of fees, or at least those fines, those penalties, is because we really do care about what goes into the landfill. Because you've got to look beyond the rubbish bin to the ultimate destination of the rubbish, which is landfill. And I think that anybody with a semblance of a scintilla of care about our environment would be very careful about what they do. And we've got to monitor that. It's not automatic. If people's bin is audited and is found to be containing items that shouldn't be contained in there, then they sent a letter. There's quite a rigorous monitoring system that goes along with this, and it's not a matter of being caught first time and you get a fine. You do get a letter and you get some education. So rubbish is and waste in general is the highly underestimated function of the council. Try and set up a new tip. Try and set up a new landfill. You'll go through a purchase, a rezoning, conditions that are put in by the DER and the EPA. You'll probably find yourself with a cost of about $8 to $10 million. Our city has done extremely well in terms of being concerned with waste from our households. We've instituted the green waste bins, which means that there's 40% less going into the landfill. So our council is certainly on top of this issue, and those matters that Councillor Steck has raised are just a very small part of what we need to do when it comes to being careful about what goes into our landfill. So I would urge people to vote in favour of this waste law, local law 2016.
Thank you. I'll put it all in favour, please indicate. Those against? 2 against, that's carried. Councillor Steck and Steele against, the rest for. It was remiss of me earlier not to acknowledge the presence of the member for Bunbury, the Honourable John Castrilli. Welcome to you, John. 10.3.1, councillors. So I'm prepared to move the executive recommendation. Councillor Steele, second it. Councillor Steck. Councillor Steele. Councillor Steck.
I think that Councillor Kelly has put an enormous amount of work into this.
10.3.1. You're on the right one, Councillor Steele. Yeah. Are you prepared to second this or not?
Yes.
Right. Do you wish to speak to it, Councillor Steck?
No, sir.
Speaker against? 10.3.1.
I'm speaking against it and would just like to move another alternative recommendation if this one is lost. I mean, basically, as the motion reads, it doesn't leave any option available to review this in the budget review talks, and I can probably give a bit of background to this. The reason why the Kambana Bay Sailing Club is seeking funding under the CSRFF funding round is because it's seeking to upgrade its toilet facilities, which are currently not accessible. It has Rotary Salon to Life Club there, and they have to walk...
Excuse me, sir, could we have the clock?
They have to walk a fair distance to get to the disabled toilet. So what the Kambana Bay Sailing Club is doing is trying to upgrade their facilities, because with the new waterfront coming, they want to build their own marina, and they also want to, they're doing a memorandum of understanding with the Bunbury District's Powerboat Club to co-locate so that all these clubs in the community can build their own facilities. So they're going to bring their toilets and change rooms up to standard so it is accessible in line with the City of Bunbury's policy to become the most accessible regional city in Australia by 2020. Thank you.
Speaker 4, Councillor Giles. Question?
Is this an amendment or an alternative recommendation?
It's an alternative to number 2.
Okay, thank you, that's all I need to know.
To make it easier, councillors, I'll deal with these items individually, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Speaker 4, Councillor Steele. So we'll do number 1, which is to support the Kambana Bay Sailing Club CSRFF application. All in favour? That's carried unanimously. Number 2, do not allocate 50,000 in the 16-17 budget. All in favour, please indicate. Those against? That's lost. Councillor Warnock, you wish to move?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'd like to move number 2, that we consider allocating $50,000 to the Kambana Bay Sailing Club for the purpose of its CSRFF application at the October 2018 budget review.
2016.
Sorry, 26.
Is there a seconder? Councillor Kelly. Councillor Warnock, you've already spoken. Do you wish to continue?
No, Mr Mayor, thank you.
Councillor Kelly.
Just to say that it is a consideration, Mr Mayor,
Yeah.
and we make that final allocation one way or the other at the 2016 budget review.
Is there a speaker against? I'll put it. All in favour? Those against? It's carried unanimously. Number 3, all in favour? That's carried unanimously. Number 4, all in favour? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Temple 3.2 requires an absolute majority. Councillor Kelly moves. Seconder. Councillor Giles. Councillor Kelly.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Well, the good thing about this one, Mr Mayor, is it's not going to knock our budget around because the funding will come externally. This is mostly administered to put a notional value of $10,000 against an event that's occurring on the 22nd of August. It's been a busy time running out and rounding up funds, but essentially we need this administrative system by which the city can convey accounts and invoices, ensure that the entertainment centre gets paid, and then receive the incoming, which will be coming from external sources in the community. An example of being able to round up some of that, the dollars that sit out in the community for a very good cause. And I might just say that our aspiration to become the most accessible regional city in Australia by 2020 is running on target at the moment. This event on the 22nd, to which all councillors and yourself, Mr Mayor, will be delivering an opening speech, I've got no doubt, is a great thing for Bunbury. We've got 2 superb speakers, Professor Ian Stainton from Vancouver and Graham Innes, AO, who is an extraordinary Australian. We're very lucky to have those gentlemen come to Bunbury to launch the PhD project and get down to the real business and the hard work over the next couple of years to meet that aspiration that we've set ourselves. Please, I'm hoping that councillors can support that resolution as it is, and I'd love to see you on the 22nd. Thanks, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Giles.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. As Councillor Kelly has said, that this is pretty much an administrative thing so that the council can actually deal with the ins and outs of this event. As he has also said, it's a very good event with excellent speakers, which I encourage everybody to go along to listen to. We also got a lot of support at the Walga conference last week with our motion for the Marcia Awards, and it was very well received and a lot of support. And I think also that I went to the Inclusive Communities workshop, which was excellent and gave me lots of good ideas and information. So I urge you to support this and also to go along to the event if you can. Thank you.